Scary. Dangerous. Freaky. These are all words that are often used to describe reptiles. Many people have a paralysing fear. There is a word for this fear: herpetophobia. Reptiles are often a force of evil and danger within popular culture. From Godzilla to Nagini in Harry Potter. Even the almighty Indiana Jones suffers from herpetophobia.
Snakes? Why did it have to be snakes?
So where does this evil representation of reptiles come from? Some say herpetophobia originates from the story of Adam and Eve in the book of Genesis. In this story, the snake is the devil and has created the fear that all snakes and reptiles are incarnations of the devil of temptation. But why do owners of these freaky friendlies think they are such disliked creatures?
They're not as scary as people think they really are. It's from history. They've always got a bad reputation for it, you know, and so they're not for everybody. They're not everyone's pet, but it's just because they're not cuddly and fluffy, isn't it?
I think a lot of it is actually passed down from the parents and the grandparents to make the children afraid.
Reptiles are seen as slimy and scary, but how many is too many? We spoke to some owners to see how many creatures they actually have.
6 in total, so we've got 5 fattails, African fattails, and 1 crested gecko, which is a wall climber.
I've got 2 kinds of reptiles that I really like, and I do love the terrapins, and also I like the toads.
Oh, about 17 snakes, 2 parrots, about 5 cats, thereabouts, so.
In Essex, Gavin works on the pier in an aquarium and cares for a large selection of reptiles and fish.
When people come to this aquarium, they kind of don't realise, a lot of the people, there is actually snakes and tarantulas and reptiles in here. A lot of people are very nervous of the reptiles and actually take the long way round to go past their pens and their cages.
So how do their families and friends react to these freaky friendlies?
Well, my oldest daughter, she doesn't like them, scared stiff. My youngest son, he's not a particularly big fan. You get friends like Gavin, they're all quite happy to look at them through the glass and everything else, but then if you get them out, maybe they're kind of not so happy. So it's kind of the general perception, you either like snakes or you don't like snakes, I think.
When I tell people we've got snakes, that's, oh, okay, how many have you got? And then when you say the number, people are horrified, I think. You keep them as pets, that's what they say.
But how do ordinary people perceive these creatures?
Slimy, scary, and sneaky.
Yeah, fear and disgust.
Danger, revulsion.
I think that's it really. Snakes are slimy really, that's the big one. Everyone says, oh, it feels so strange, you know, and everything else they touch it is dry, it's not wet, it's not slimy, it's not scary as people think.
The funny thing is, in people's minds, everybody thinks all snakes are poisonous. Most of these reptiles that we have and in the world, I would say there's only about 10 to 30% of them that will actually hurt people. I mean, the worst thing that could happen is if like an average snake, like a ball python, bit them, it would just sort of make a small cut like that.
Even in the suburbs of London, a young couple can reach a large community of people using their Instagram page all about their 6 geckos.
People with geckos following each other. So if you ever have any issues or any, wanting a little bit of help, so it's just another way to kind of reach out to people.
It's really good. Like the other day I posted a picture, obviously, because one of our geckos is having trouble shedding. So obviously we don't really know what the issue could be, because it could be quite a lot of different things. I've had quite a bit of response with people giving like different suggestions, so that's kind of like good in terms of that.
But is education key to understanding these creatures?
At the aquarium, yeah, always education's massive fact. Always trying to push the fact that snakes are not that bad, lizards are not that bad, toads are, even the tarantulas, they're not all that bad as people like to think.
The Burmese python is one of the 5 largest snakes in the world and is often seen at home in Southeast Asia.
This is the Burmese python. It's a female. It's probably going to grow to about 18 foot. She's only about 6 foot at the moment. Burmese pythons, generally like most pythons, every 4 foot of growth should have another person holding it. So if she does reach 12 foot, should be 2 or 3 people holding her.
I like to educate people about animals and show them, give them experiences that they'll probably never see again or have never seen before.
So what makes these freakies friendly?
Romeo our male is literally, he is the typical male. He's literally just like the old Viking type of guy. Peanut who we've got here, she's very sleepy.
To put her in my pocket now, she would go to sleep. It's the same with our other one that looks like her, the albino. She's very docile as well. Cece, she's quite active. She likes running. Like as soon as she's out the enclosure, she'll leg it. And Cresty, he's quite active as well.
He's active at night.
When he's out though, he likes being at the highest point. So like he'll tend to like just crawl all the way up you until like he reaches your shoulder.
Breeding is a very precise business which can be incredibly rewarding. Even having one scale different to the rest can affect the price of a reptile dramatically. This is incredibly similar to breeding pedigree cats and dogs. It's all about the genes.
They're intriguing, they're a bit different. Their range of colours, their sizes. All of my guys here are breeding snakes. You can play with chemistry with these snakes. You can produce new lines, new snakes, different patterns. Finances is quite a big topic really. You can pay anything up to £10,000 for a snake. I've started to breed a few, not only because you can play with the colours, but also the financial rewards are probably quite good, provided you can keep ahead of the game. People are doing it all over the world. Most of these snakes have come from places like Belgium, Holland, France. There's breeders all over the UK. There literally are thousands of different colours and worth thousands.
But is it right to keep these exotic creatures in captivity?
Keeping animals in captivity, as long as they're kept safely, they're kept the right way. You've researched your animal, you know what its requirements are. Temperatures might be different from snake to snake, humidity levels, that kind of thing really. I think you could have anything up to an anaconda, and as long as you can house it properly, then there's no real reason why you shouldn't have it really, I don't think, They're only as dangerous as the next animal.
These African fattails, like where they're from, they are considered a pest. So like out there, they're just killed. Anyway, so I think, to be fair, they're quite, captivity is a good thing for them.
Why does a cat bite or anything else? I think sometimes it's in self-defence, sometimes it's confusion. There could be a number of reasons really, but a snake biting you is probably the same as a cat biting you, a dog biting you. They've all got their reasons. I think a lot of it is defence, confusion.
Having these reptiles in and around the house is often seen as strange. But these creatures are just like any other household animals, even down to the small details. Perhaps these freakies are friendly after all.